I'm Kathy from Needle in a Haystack in Alameda, California, and today I wanted to give you a preview of the new Inspirations magazine, issue 97, that arrived in the shop today. So Inspirations is a magazine devoted to embroidery people. It's published in Australia, and it's been around for a number of years. It has relatively new owners that bought it a couple of years ago. They came to the States a few months ago, and actually we got a chance to visit with them. And it has amazing designs. If you're an embroidery person and you've not seen the magazine, you definitely should pick it up. It always has articles on the history of certain kinds of needlework, as well as lovely projects that you can do. So for example, in this issue, we have an article about the Ojibwe Indians and the arts and the embroidery that they do, with some just fabulous photographs of many of the designs, along with history about what kinds of beads they used, what kind of templates they've used, how they're carrying on the craft, which I think is a wonderful thing. Has a article on a new black and gold tapestry that's basically sort of a kissing cousin to the Bayeux Tapestry. And I don't mean kissing cousin as in it's that old, but just more inspired by the kind of ideas of those kinds of tapestries and the artwork that's involved in it. And then a really interesting cloisonné bunny. So this is a counted piece. This is not actually embroidery. It's embroidery on counted thread, on counted fabric. So it has a mixture of blackwork, some goldwork stitches, a variety of other things as well. So if you're up for a really interesting design, definitely got some cool stuff. There's usually an artist profile. So this particular profile has a woman who does blackwork, and this is a shaded blackwork piece, the one with the lady in the middle there. Just amazing project. So you get to see the work from artists around the world, which is really nice. This is actually the cover piece. It's a cherry, which I think is really amazing. That's stump work and raised work and a little bit of gold work, and a little bit of beads in there too, because everybody needs a little bit of bling. So here's a picture of what it looks like, and I think it's just really gorgeous. Really a lovely piece. There. Trying to do this in the camera, not being able to see it can be entertaining sometimes. And then we've got another project that's mostly beadwork. So this is a three-dimensional project. So you get to see a lot of really amazing, not just embroidery things, but how to embellish pretty much anything. And uses cabochons, uses a variety of other beads in it. So it's a combination of bead embroidery and actually regular surface embroidery. And then you get some very traditional Australian kinds of designs, which is the bird. So you get this really great bird. It's got a lot of shading in it. That's actually quite common in a lot of their projects. And they give you great diagrams. So like here, for example, you get how to do this particular stitch. So it's really a great how-to, and so that you're able to actually replicate it in some form. I'm not quite advanced enough, even though I do a lot of embroidery, to do many of these projects, but I'm always inspired by them. A lovely project that's white and blue. Just some beautiful, I actually am not even sure what the style of this is. It's a technique called Deruta Sfilato, which is from Italy. So another one from a different part of the world. Let's see what else there is in here, because I've looked through it several times and it's hard to remember exactly what's in it. This is an article about the part of the region where the Blue and White magazine, where the Blue and White project is from. And then another very traditional Australian, New Zealand design, a blanket. So if you ever pick up an issue of Inspirations, particularly some of the older ones, they are always full of very traditional Australian kinds of designs, which are, I don't want that to sound like they're outdated, but they have a very unique appeal, and they do a lot of blankets, not as common in the States. I'm not even sure how common it is in other parts of the world, but definitely not more common in the States. But it's a great project. And then we have another one that's a lovely floral, autumn floral. So you've got some interesting stitches and some lovely colors. I'm always drawn to autumn colors, so I think it's a really beautiful project. Really great stuff. And then another one that's a Jacobean inspired design. So this could become a cushion, or you could use it for something else. I think they actually did it. They actually did it as a bag. One of the things that's in the back of the magazine is that if you are specifically wanting to do a project of theirs that uses a lot of Australian New Zealand threads, they always have kits that you can buy from them in Australia, which is quite nice because if you're trying to source stuff and you can't find it in the States, it's a much easier way of getting things. It's not always the least expensive method of getting it, but it's definitely a lot of fun to be able to get all the supplies that you need. Anyway, so Inspirations Magazine, issue 97, it's arrived in the shop. You can order it in our online catalog. There'll be a link below. You can also give us a call if you don't want to do an online order. And if you have any questions about it, just give us a call. Thanks for visiting. Happy stitching.